Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Chabeli and I'm a board certified anesthesiologist assistant. In today's video, I'm going to take you through a day in my life. First things first, I wake up early in the morning, anywhere from 4:30 to 6 a.m., depending on my assigned start time and whether I hit the gym or not. But for today, I decided to take a rest day. After I wake up, I always apply my sunscreen, vitamin C, prepare my coffee, and take my vitamins. Being vegan, I'm very conscientious of what supplements I need to take. Next, I head off to work, which is a short drive away. I work in a community hospital and I absolutely love it there. My coworkers are really friendly and my anesthesiologists are really encouraging. Once I arrive at work, I changed into my uniform, which was scrubs and a scrub cap. As a provider, I like to add a fun element to my uniform, so I purchased a few different designs. One of them is from a coworker who makes them for only $10. And she even fulfilled a special request of adding satin lining to it to protect my hair, which is an absolutely amazing deal, and I love this scrub cap. On this particular day, I was assigned to give breaks, so I stopped by the operating room to help my coworkers out. Being an anesthesia provider has its perks compared to being a surgeon or surgical PA. One of those perks is that we can take breaks during the case. In my group, we usually get a 15-minute morning break or a 30-minute lunch break, which are paid. However, morning breaks are not always guaranteed, and sometimes lunch breaks may happen later in the day. Nonetheless, my group does a great job of checking on each other and ensuring everyone gets their breaks. There are times when our anesthesiologist will cover breaks if the anesthetists are all in operating rooms. Sometimes people ask for quick bathroom breaks or coffee breaks. It's important to note that break policies can vary among different anesthesia groups. As a student, I rotated in hospitals where morning breaks were not offered at all. After graduating from school, I started working in a temporary position where breaks were not a regular part of the routine, nor were they something we anticipated. Consequently, by the end of the day, I would find myself drained and fatigued. Interestingly, one of my classmates made a job selection based on the frequency of breaks offered by the anesthesia group. It is truly astonishing to see how the presence of regular breaks can have a substantial impact on our energy levels and overall sense of well-being throughout the day. During a break, providers will review the patient's history and relevant anesthetic considerations to the person giving the break. For instance, if I was getting a break, I would tell the person that the patient is a smoker, that they have hypertension, and when they last received paralysis or pain medication such as fentanyl. This information helps providers who take over during the break to understand what needs to be done in the next 15 to 30 minutes. There's a certain etiquette to follow during breaks, which includes keeping the ventilation settings and overall medication choices unchanged. It's fascinating to observe how other providers manage a case when I'm giving breaks. Sometimes I pick up on new techniques or approaches I can incorporate into my own practice of administering anesthesia. Breaks not only provide us with necessary rest and nourishment, but also serve as a valuable learning opportunity. It's amazing how a short break can offer insights and inspiration to enhance our anesthesia techniques. After checking that all the breaks were taken care of, I moved on to setting up for my case. I am checking on my patient and my case. I'm scheduled for a later case start. I'm doing a different area, which is not the main operating room, and I'm gonna go fill out information and add that information into the charting system that we have and talk to the patient. So I'm gonna be working on that. This is a sample of some of the information I can fill in. This is a fake patient where I'm just putting in random things. They have no allergies, for example. If I were to look them up, for example, I can find out that they were a former smoker and that they've quit over 10 years. So I'll put that in if that was the case. I can put in that they have pulmonary hypertension. And so this is all information that can help me start developing anesthetic considerations. At the end, we also classify the patient's ASA classification. We'll also put that information in. We'll say what kind of anesthesia it might be for that particular case. So I'm standing in the pre-op area. This is where I would talk to patients. So usually be on the bed. I'll say, hi, I'm Chabeli. I'm with anesthesia. I work with Dr. Blank. I'm part of your anesthesia care team. Then I verify what their information is, what their birthday is, their allergies, what procedure, things of that nature. I go through the different systems, the body systems, ask them if they have issues with anesthesia as well. And at the end of that, I cover their anesthesia plan with them. So I'll tell them, for your anesthesia plan, it will be general anesthesia. We'll be putting a breathing tube in to protect your lungs during the procedure. And once that's all done, it'll come out and you'll wake up in the recovery area. Now there's a chance of sore throat, there's a chance of nausea. I try to cover some of the more common things that are risks with anesthesia. And after that, I make sure they don't have any questions. Sometimes if they're getting an arterial line or if they're getting a block done, I'll talk about that a little bit. After that's done, I'll finish setting up the room, and then I'm in the room with them for their anesthesia. All right, so I just talked to my patient. They have a lot of cardiac history and they're here to stent their legs that are fully closed off. So I just talked to them, really nice person. I'm going to proceed to set up for my case, which is a general anesthetic with an LMA, because that is, I think, a little more comfortable for the patients and also just smoother to place and remove at the end of the case. This LMA hopefully will sit in the patient correctly. They do have a history of OSA. This tissue is a little bit wider, so it might be difficult for it to sit correctly. And they're also a smoker. So those are two things that could be difficult for my LMA placement. My patient had blocked arteries in their legs, which was stopping blood flow to their lower body. The surgery was going to visualize the blockage and support the blood vessel into staying open by placing a device within the blood vessel. The variety of surgeries that I'm involved in is part of what makes anesthesia so interesting and rewarding. Some days I'm providing anesthesia for cancer tumor removals, and on other days I'm providing anesthesia to patients getting their broken bones fixed. Once the room was available, I set up my workstation. I started setting up syringes for the case. I got syringes ready for pain medicines such as fentanyl, numbing medicines such as lidocaine, and for induction agents. Because this patient has significant cardiovascular disease, I wanted to give etomidate as part of their induction agents. This medication can help the patient be more stable. I also wanted to give a small amount of propofol because it tends to result in a smoother induction compared to etomidate. Propofol also works faster. I also had to get my airway set up. I placed an LMA in this patient, which is a breathing device that sits in the oral cavity of the patient. This device helps the patient breathe consistently, and it can also be more comfortable and hemodynamically stable to place compared to the endotracheal tube. After settling into the case, I charted key parts of the case on the electronic medical charting system. This allows us to record important details from the airway devices used to medications administered. It was Anesthesia Tech Week. Anesthesia techs play a crucial role in ensuring smooth procedures and can be incredibly helpful when taking care of critical patients. So we celebrated their hard work and dedication with Chipotle for lunch. It was so awesome, and it's always nice to have something to celebrate together as a team. To keep the patient under anesthesia, the anesthesia machine delivers sevoflurane, the anesthetic gas. I realized that sevoflurane was running low in the machine during the case, so I quickly refilled it. As an anesthesiologist assistant, I have the privilege of carefully administering various medications during the procedure, from preventing nausea to managing blood thinning and providing respiratory support. I'm here to ensure that patients receive the best care possible. Part of a patient's anesthetic care is to manage the fluids the patient receives. In this case, the patient received 1 full bag of fluids, and once that was done, I switched out an empty bag for a new bag of fluids. The fluids can help hydrate the patient and deliver IV medication. Towards the end of the procedure, a critical moment arises. I must ensure the patient can breathe on their own before removing the airway device. I carefully monitor their breaths to ensure a smooth transition to independent breathing. It's a crucial step during emergence from anesthesia. All right, so behind me is the recovery area, which is where patients go after anesthesia. and after the surgery is done. This is where I tell nurses about patients. I make sure that they know important history about patients and what medicines I gave to patients in terms of narcotics, anything else that stuck out in terms of the procedure or the patient, I let the nurses know here. After that's done, the patient will go home after they've recovered from anesthesia. So I came home from work and I am gonna do my snack. And I'm a vegan, so I cooked these beans. Sometimes after work, I like to go to the gym, but I have gone on a trip over the weekend and I took a little bit of vacation time, so I want to kind of catch up on some of my to-do list. I have to do my taxes before it gets too late, so that's probably what I'm gonna do. We'll see where the day goes. I'll probably do my taxes and do some things for retirement for my parents. I have been putting some money aside for my parents because they gave me some money during school and they supported me, not completely, but they did give me some money, so I have been putting money aside for my paychecks to give to them, and the tax season is ending, so I want to put money towards their Roth IRAs before the tax season ends for 2022. So that's what I have to do within these next few days / weeks. So I'll probably be working on tax related things for the rest of the day. For all my new followers, thank you so much. I appreciate all of your support. And thank you so much to my supporting followers that have been here for a while. I really appreciate you all. And I really love to see that the anesthesiologist assistant profession is getting so much attention. It's awesome that the word is spreading about how great this profession is. I honestly wish I knew about it sooner so I could get started sooner. So good for whoever is learning about it while they're still in undergrad. That's amazing. And again, even if it's a little bit later for people, I think it's still an incredible career. So I wish you all best of luck on your careers. Otherwise, I hope you all have a great day. I hope you all have a great week, and I will catch you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching.